This is a shout out to the Team Derrick Gaming Boys, Roasty Buns, Jolly Flogger, Cracking Crumpets, Big Boy Sando, Pugger, Johnny, Mully, and Cav. Game on, guys.
Right, we're recording, so whenever we want to start.
Joe, start louse of beat.
I'm rolling.
Doesn't matter, we're rolling.
I can't fucking beatbox if I've got to lick and fucking...
Why did you wait for us to start the podcast?
I didn't realise you were doing it right now. Chill, I've just literally had a shit.
Do you usually have a ciggy after having a shit?
I just have a ciggy whenever I fucking feel like, don't I? Bitch!
Sorry,
Is that a
Joe.
good enough intro?
Yeah, fuck the beatbox and we'll just do that.
Yeah, alright.
The great
Okay,
Amber Leaf argument.
Hello!
Hello. Welcome
Hello!
to the podcast. Joe, it's your first one.
Yeah...
Don't really sound very happy.
It's alright.
What's the first
You know.
to pick?
This is what come to me when I was having a shit.
Lovely.
What's a film you've probably, if you had to pick a film you've seen the most? It doesn't even have to be a film you like, but just a film you think you've seen the most.
I think
What
I
one
told someone about this. The one I've seen the most is probably Titanic, just because I used to watch the ship sink.
I think you tell me that.
Yeah, I think I was telling Joe, I'll just fast forward it until the part where the ship would sink. And I'd done it so much, the actual tape broke.
Bet you were made up when YouTube became a thing, so you
I
could
was,
just watch
yeah.
that one
Yeah.
scene
Watch it every night.
before bed.
Isn't there like a set of videos and stuff that everyone kind of had younger? Like I used to watch the Grinch over and over again, even when it wasn't Christmas.
I was talking to Connor about this. If you go in any DVD, any place that sells second-hand DVDs, they'll always over 10 copies of Cloverfield.
Jesus.
I don't know. I remember
Probably because it made people sick when you were watching it, and they're just like, oh, I'm taking this back. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, I had Shrek and stuff as well. I had a similar story to him where we had Tomb Raider, born
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie. And my sister got it stuck in the VHS thing, and we had to get it out with a fork. And then, when we got it out, it broke. And I just fucking looked at it with evil eyes. That was good shit, though. Do you see that shower scene? That was good shit.
You still had the fork in your hand when you were giving it.
Yeah, your turn now, bitch.
You just get the toast out the toaster with this.
Yeah, just fling it at her head. I ain't butting her either. It's gonna be hard, bitch.
I remember. Do you remember the? Do you remember the pirate adverts in front of
Wouldn't steal a car.
VHSs and all? Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you remember the one that was?
I thought you were talking about Yar Fire.
No, it actually ties in. There was one I had on I remember it was on the front of Daddy Daycare, and it was this pirate, and he had a big fuck off.
Daddy Daycare was sick. But
He had a big fuck off copyright brand, and he was like an actual pirate, and he just brands the fucking tape with the copyright. It scared the shit out of me. There's proper scary music over it.
What the fuck?
I think I remember seeing that one.
It was on a few of them. I don't think it was put on a lot of them though, because
I just remember in Daddy Daycare when you a big ass broccoli or something.
he started
And then
beating
you get,
someone up.
yeah, and then he gets a bit of broccoli ripped off him. I always wanted to eat it.
It did look nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Big fuck off foam broccoli suit.
And then the fella's giving people the Darth Maul face paint and shit.
Oh yeah, because Phantom Menace had just come out, hadn't it? When that come out.
Oh, I didn't know.
Actually, no, I don't know. I think Daisuke came out in 2003 because I remember being in Florida and it was on the new releases with Freddy vs Jason.
Okay, though.
People don't like Freddy vs Jason. Oh my Jesus Christ!
So loud.
Like this show.
Yeah. I'm good.
Alright, fair enough. Yeah, people don't like Freddy vs Jason. I just think it's a fun film. I don't think it's a good
Is it
film.
because it's shite?
I think it's just it's not a good film. It's any stretch of the imagination. It's not a good film.
Isn't there just mad fucking things where it's Jason in space and shit near
Jason
the end?
X is the greatest thing that'll ever be brought to this earth. He
I
goes
believe
in,
We still haven't
it.
watched that on Discord. I think we were
gets
gonna.
himself chromed up. He has the best Jason kill ever, in which he gets a
Just the
sleeping
sleeping
bag.
bag.
Yeah, he gets a sleeping bag with someone in it. fucking throws it over his head and starts beating someone else up who's in a sleeping bag.
Oh my god.
They
Yeah.
shoot him into space, and then me and Sando were watching it on like TeamSpeak ages ago, and we were in tears laughing because the ship that shoots him out, like that's how they get rid of him. They shoot him out the ship, and you see him going towards another ship, so they just pass Jason off to the next ship.
What the fuck?
But yeah, going back to the thing, I think the film I've seen the most is probably Die Hard 1.
Oh, I love Die Hard 1.
I can just always be in the mood to watch Die Hard 1.
You always watch it on Christmas as well, don't you? So
Yeah, I
racks it up a bit.
it was like 2 years ago, last year. I just went through a fucking phase of just constantly watching. I think I was watching one of the 3 Die Hards because there was no more after that.
I feel like I can only remember the first one, you know. I can't
First one,
like the second one, he's in like
an
airport
airport.
or some shit, innit?
Third one's with Sam Jackson. and
Yeah,
he walks
with a
out.
sign.
It says, "I hate nice people." No, what did he change that to? Didn't he change that to
Did they
something?
actually change it?
No, do you know when? Do you know Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Do you know that part where he says, "This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass"? Well, when you watch that on telly, they change it to "This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps," and they do a similar thing with Die Hard 3. Die Hard 3, I hate nice people. TV.
Doesn't it make sense anymore though?
No, they change it to "I hate everybody." When
That's edgy
when
as fuck, though. Let's be
show
honest.
is on.
Yeah, stupid.
Still can't believe we got like, when did that come out? Die Hard 3? 95.
Do you know what else we used to watch a lot? Did you ever watch Guest House Paradise? Yeah.
Oh, the Bottom movie.
Yeah, we watched that so many times. It's so
fucking-
fucking good.
It's weird
like,
because
He throws up like a massive like vomit ball and it like goes like down like the corridor like fucking Indiana Jones.
it's weird because like it is Bottom because it's the guy. It's it's Rich. They're called Richie and Eddie, but his last name's not Rich in it. His last name's Twat.
Yeah. Twait.
Are you Richard Twat? It's Twait.
I remember fucking Eddie like pissing on like the motorbike while he's driving.
Did you ever watch the show Bottom?
Yeah, I loved Bottom when I was younger. I used to watch like the live like shows.
I did all like the 4 one. There was the 4th one I remember from the 4th live show they did was they create like this homebrew alcohol that's so strong and fucks your mind, so they just call it GMTV. Just brewing it in a bath.
Yeah, that's it. I only remember like vaguely, but like there was one where they went to, like a tropical island or something, but it was in like Sprat, obviously.
Oh,
On stage.
I think that was.
I don't remember which one it was or anything.
I
Though.
remember it had a stupid name. The island. It was like I think it was the 3rd one. Oh no, it was Hooligans Island, but it was meant to be called like fucking Bastard Island or something like that.
Yeah, no, Bottom was good shit though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I had on the video.
What's topic number 2?
Actually, we can tie it into.
Have we
Topic
actually
over
got
then, I
topics?
What's the? No,
Were we freestyling?
we can, but we've realised otherwise we just end up with one big topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And this one we can have
I'm
a
getting
segue.
bored fucking listening.
Yeah,
No.
I've got a topic that ties into the bottom one. What celebrity death like hit you? Oh, it doesn't have to be like the number one, but what's one that hit you bad? I know because I can tie it in because Rick Mail.
Yeah.
Because I watched Bottom like all the
That
time.
was heavy. Yeah.
I remember being in college and someone went, "Who's Rick Mail?" And then someone said, "Oh, it's Drop Dead Fred." And I was like, "Oh, he was in Young Ones and all that." And he went, "Oh, well, he's dead." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Drop Dead.
What's the Young? It's really sad.
I never watched that Drop Dead Fred thing. Was it good?
Did you just have a stroke? He's a Drop Dead Fred.
No, not really. You fucking saying I like a stroke, lad?
Yeah, lads.
You fucking what?
Come on, lad. I don't know. I don't really care enough.
Mac Miller was one.
Never listened
Yeah,
to
but
that
it was.
fella, so
I wasn't
didn't
like.
really-
I was like, oh.
No,
shit.
I don't mean you have to be like proper sorry because I didn't I was like crying when Rick Mail was dead. I was just really bummed out. Just one that like you really liked.
What about MJ when he died? And you're like, oh,
See,
I miss him touching me.
So, who was it in our year who was crying over that? Like, was it? I can't remember it. Kimberly something. Oh yeah.
Oh, was it the one that got
Was
took
it the
off
one
our-
that spoke to pigeons?
No.
No, she's probably crying for whatever. No, it was like.
But yeah,
Was it
I'm
the
sure
Kimberly
she.
that got onto get taken out of certain RE lessons and all that because she was like a Jehovah's
Yeah,
Witness.
it was.
Yeah, she was in my year, I think.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah,
That's sick, that.
I'm pretty sure she like actually cried when Michael Jackson.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to
I
think
remember
of
the
Stockholm
first time I
syndrome.
actually saw, Jackson was younger, I thought he was a female. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it just looked bizarre to me. I was like, that's Michael Jackson? Yeah.
But I think like Mac Miller, yeah, I was like gutted that he died because his latest album was fucking boss as well.
That's what makes me feel
Like,
bad. Was like
Chester Bennington as well, because I'd seen them live, was like, oh,
yeah, and plus like the era and all that.
Yeah.
We loved fucking Linkin Park. Well, say that we loved like the first.
yeah,
I don't
well,
get that. Like the people who, when Chester died, like they pretend that. What was his last album?
I don't even know. After like 2007 or something, I just
After
didn't listen to it.
1,000 Suns, I think
Yeah,
I tapped
I think
out.
that was 2007.
That was the one where that song that was in Battlefield. God bless. Shit,
Yeah,
what's that called? God bless us, everyone. The Catalyst.
yeah, the catalyst. That's it.
What about you,
Shit.
Paul?
Paul Walker's.
See, I was
Oh,
never
yeah.
into.
Ripple.
I was never into most Fast and Furious, but
Fast and Furious. So, what the fuck?
Tokyo,
Yeah.
no, like Tokyo Drift and like.
Tokyo Drift was like the worst one.
That's why it's
No,
good
it
though.
wasn't. It's like
What does he say? It's not the rush, the rider.
Not a rider,
Yeah,
it's a
he-
rider.
It's just some guy that's like pretending to be a school kid and he's clearly like
He's
30
like,
years
yeah,
old.
30.
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
What's DK stand for? Donkey Kong. Drift King.
like you really hit him with that one, didn't you?
Jeez. It's like
What about you,
listening
Joe?
to Billy. Stop. I don't know. Probably Stephen Hawking. He's my hero.
Actually, yeah, that's a point though, because I remember when we went drinking, you showed up dressed as him,
What?
and we
Oh,
were
yeah.
saying to you,
wheelchair.
like, we were saying to you, Joe, we get you respect him, but you don't have to do the face.
But I love him.
I said the face, not the voice.
You can't have one without the other.
Yeah, exactly.
That is true.
Probably the whole thing.
No, that's epic, man.
That was his last words.
Epic.
Game on.
Who else has like died that's like significant?
There's been ones like I don't see like Lemmy from Motorhead, like that bummed me out. But at the
Robin
same
Williams.
time,
That was kind of.
that was bad because that was out of nowhere. That was like
Yeah.
the first. That was like the first of like this resurgence of celebrities just killing themselves.
Stop dying.
Stop it.
This is our message to all our celebrity listeners.
Fucking
Just hang in
Nipsey
there.
Hussle recently
You've
as well.
got something to
Dead.
live for. I never listened to him either. I don't think so anyway.
When Triple X Tentacion died,
I fucking-
like, tattooed his face.
Extinct.
Pretty fucking good, that
swear.
Joe.
I swear to just say that's very disrespectful.
Triple extinct. Oh, fucking hell.
so if we got them all together.
I said Rick Mail
Yeah,
Mark
should
Miller
say-
and Chester
keep-
Benno.
and Stephen Hawking.
I'm Paul Walker's.
Oh yeah, Paul Walker.
Paul Walker's. No, Ryan Dunn, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of heavy.
I remember, and everyone was saying,
Another
House
Porsche
was
as
sick
well.
Back in the day.
because in school,
yeah.
I remember it was in a science lesson, everyone was
He
saying
knows his cars.
the guy from fucking, the guy from Hangovers died.
What?
And then it wasn't until I got home. And it was like, it's fucking Ryan Dunn, you buffoons. That's what I mean. Everyone's gone, "Oh, the guy from Hangover's dead. The one with the beards.
The beard and the pasting.
Haha."
Oh, come on, next topic.
Yeah.
I'm done
Let
with
me
dead
think.
people.
We're done with that. But let's
What's
never
the
forget.
point?
Favorite
Never
undateables
forgot.
character, even though they're real people.
Favorite Undateables character?
Yeah, I don't know the real people like, but
I don't know most of the names. I remember
Daniel
the
Wait.
voice.
I
Waitford's
don't
just classic,
remember them
isn't it?
that much.
I remember. I think Richard's a safe bet with his muscle flexing.
What's the point?
Daniel Wakeford.
Yeah.
He brought us a really good.
What was the one where it was like Oblivion, like people speaking? Have you seen that video?
What?
There's a video and it's from like the Indatables and it's just like two people speaking, but it's basically like
It's
NPCs
not that one
from,
who's like your
Oblivion.
eyes are as brown as the tree.
Yeah, I think it is that one. Yeah.
King Charles Spaniel. I
Like
can tell.
Oblivion. They put Oblivion music over it because of that thing with Oblivion where like, they don't link the conversations together properly, so someone can be like, "Have you heard of the High Elves?" and the other person will go, "How are you
And then
doing
like the
today?"
like text boxes like comes up with like choices and shit. Pretty funny.
How's Sekiro, Joe?
I was which?
Sekiro.
Rape. What you expect?
Big
Are we
old
not allowed to say that?
Yeah. If Sean thinks it's unacceptable,
I mean,
he can
put it
edit
this
it
way.
out.
Now that it's
It diddles me butthole.
now that the podcast are on a channel where multiple N-bombs have been dropped uncensored.
Yeah. Sure,
Really?
it's fine. I mean, there's not really a better way to describe it, though, to be honest. I mean, me Papa's been spanking me and I'm trying to, you know...
I bet you that
Stop
distraction from Sekiro will be.
Yeah, a little bit. But,
Trying to play
you know,
dead.
it just feels just like it, so it's kind of a reminder at the same time.
I've got one. I've got a topic. It could be hard because considering like we're drunk in the things I'm thinking of, it might be hard to remember. What give us all a good drunk memory we have of each other. So we've all been. I think we've all been.
Drunk and memory doesn't go well together, though, does it?
That's what I mean.
Like the times I've been out with Joe, we've all been fucked.
Yeah, actually, every time I've been.
I think
out drinking,
Devo's probably one of them because like
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't even know Joe before that, and by the end of it, he's like. His arms
He's
around
the
me, and he's like,
greatest
you know,
person ever.
you're my nigga. And I'm like, oh, son.
it wasn't even like at the end of it. It was within the space of me going to get another drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, and then a certain someone who shall not be named.
Patrick
I went-
Everson.
Don't mind doxing
Oh
him.
god.
It doesn't exist on the
Yeah,
internet. anyway.
true. You can't
But
get
no.
through his fucking Fedora firewall.
I've got a theory.
His Fedora proxy, his VPN.
Yeah.
No, like I remember like going up. Everyone was fine because we'd all just sat down. We'd got our drinks, and everyone was fine because I don't think we'd even properly started drinking. And because they were giving us the drinks in them shitty little plastic, tiny things.
Like children's
Yeah.
alcohol. Like, oh, fucking
Yeah.
hell.
I feel like it was warm as well.
I can't even
but,
remember
like-
that. Like, but
I can't.
Warm
Well, no.
ass drinks.
I remember going to get
Surprising.
another drink, and then I must have been gone for about. Because I went to get one before Devo went up, and then I was coming back. I was Devo, like was walking in because you were getting up and moving towards like the actual standing thing, and like you like what was it, Joe? You and Joe like holding Paddy up,
yeah.
I
And
don't remember this at all.
and then Paddy, because I remember thinking like before I went up to get that drink, I was thinking this is awkward because you were talking to Steve, like on like the other side.
Mm.
And Connor and Paddy and all that were kind of like on the other side. I was thinking this is awkward because they're not really.
Yeah.
And then I come back and you were
Meshing.
all holding each other. And then Paddy was going up to me going, "Oh, you're drunk, you Sean, you're fucked." Like, what are you on about?
Paddy couldn't even
I remember
stand
someone
up.
like kissing me on the face like repeatedly. I'm sure it was you know, Connor.
Probably.
He's like, I love you.
I remember walking into a McDonald's because.
I'm mad if that was Paddy though, and he just didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he left. He couldn't. He doesn't.
Yeah,
Miss
I can handle
Joe. He's looking for you, Joe. But he's looking
I
for
remember.
you.
Who's the man for me? What?
I said he's. Oh my god. Paddy's looking for you.
Right,
Oh.
let me set
Oh,
the
you'll
scene.
never
a minute.
find me. I'm off the grid, son.
Let me set the scene for everyone a minute. We'd come out of the crazy house.
Yeah.
Joe wanted a piss, and he kept trying to have a piss by a police car.
Oh god.
We were saying no, and we were like, "Joe, there's a McDonald's there. Go use the tinkle room." So he went in to have a piss. We were all waiting outside for you. You were gone for like 10 minutes.
Probably a shit.
No, because I went
Oh,
in to make
God.
sure you were alive, and I opened the door and I was greeted. You're back to me. You having a piss, swinging your dick around like a light, piss going everywhere. And I just looked at you and walked back out, and I just said to these Joe's pissing all over the wall.
Did I ever tell you the Pissy Bandit story?
No.
Is it like Sando's shitty band? Oh no, it is just the
Phantom
shitty.
I don't
shitter.
know about
Phantom
that, but like basically in college, like me and Steve-O, we'd go in like stalls next to each other, and we'd do this thing where we'd piss on the floor, but like so much that like it was basically like a tidal wave like coming
Oh
into
my
the next
God.
stall.
Why?
So
Why
we'd
did
just
you
like
do this?
piss into it like towards like each other's stall to try and like I don't know, piss each other. But basically
Fuck.
I went in and he heard on the register or whatever. Oh.
What
So-
register?
Do you know at the start, like when you're in form and like
Yeah.
they'll speak to you about like shit and stuff? They basically said like, oh, and people have been. I don't know if you can believe this, but people been pissing all over the floor. And, like they were basically us and stuff, and we became the pissy bandits. But yeah, I don't know. I was probably just doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, nice pistol over again.
Yeah, it was like. And considering you've been in there for 10 minutes, I don't know if that piss had been going for 10 minutes or if you just stood there for like 8.
Probably all those warm drinks.
But you kept trying to piss next to like this police. It was like you trying to piss on.
I remember the police car, yeah. Joe
Yeah,
like
Joe-
went up to the
Don't
wall and
remember
started
any of this.
buttoning his pants and we're like, Joe!
What?
Come back!
And then you were like, oh, let's get chicken. This place is nice. And it was this KFC knockoff called.
Crunchy fat
Where we
chicken,
knocked
baby.
the stool over and
Where
it was
we
the
always
loudest
go.
thing going.
Yeah, but it was. But the chick, yeah, and then there was a big metal stool you knocked over, and it made a proper loud fucking. It cracked the floor.
Yeah.
And I had to pick it up and go, sorry about that. And then you went up to the Indian taxi driver and went, what's up, my nigga? And
Was
then,
he cool about it though?
I don't know,
I
'cause
don't
he
think he said anything.
yeah, he didn't acknowledge us. And you're lucky, 'cause you're lucky you're the first one out the taxi. We had to stay in. I'm sure you took the chicken. You
That's
took
all good
everyone's
then.
chicken with you.
Everyone's chicken.
Yeah, I'm sure like Steve bought his own chicken. And you just had
My
all of it.
chicken, baby.
You had all of it at the time and it just got out. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't even your stop. You just saw an opening to get off with chicken.
Yeah. Just like an opening to get all the chicken.
Oh, well. But yeah, and then there was the time where the most recent time we all got pissed where me and Connor kidnapped an old man,
Oh, that
shoved
was
him in
amazing.
a taxi, and you went
What?
missing and crawled through
Does
people.
Joe even
Kidnapped
know
an
us?
old man. I didn't even hear about that.
Right, what happened was, I went out for some reason. Oh, I seen people gathering around outside the Black Horse. It was like coming close to closing. So I went out and I saw a fucking crowd, so I went over and they were huddled around this old man. So
Did he fall over at
He-
one point?
I
Was he like dancing or something?
No, I got.
Sure, he was just on the floor when we found him first.
Because I was starting to get annoyed because he had fallen and there was some old fella and the like bouncers weren't doing anything. They was like he was falling like inches away from him and he was watching him.
Just imagine him like, whoa!
So
Oh my god.
I went up like, alright mate, thinking that I'll just exchange this pleasantry and go back in and find these. And then it somehow ended up with me propping them up. And then Connor come out, so Connor was holding them up with me. And then I was going, do you live around here? And he was going, no, I used to. I live down Southport. So it's a fair bit away. But like, some girl and a fella come over and was trying to help him with us.
Is that the one
And
who's
they
shouting, what if that was your granddad?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not. I don't care. Just get in the fucking taxi so we can go home.
But like, what happened was, so he was saying he's from Southport, and then she was getting in a taxi with her fella. So, at the time, I remember thinking, oh, they're offering, because they had the door still open. I was thinking they were trying to suggest for him to get in the taxi with them.
Yeah.
So me and Connor helped the old man into the taxi and shut the door.
He was like, No, it's when he got to the door frame of the taxi and he put his hands on it and he was pushing against us. And me and Sean have an arm each and we pushed him in like, no, you're fucking getting in.
I don't wanna go.
So
what
he was like, it's alright, and we're like, getting a fucking taxi.
And we were like, bear in mind, we didn't even check with the fella and the girl to see if they were saying that. We just pushed them in.
Oh, she was
dusted our hands.
screaming to get in the taxi. Like,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
We were dusting our hands. Like, we'd just done a good job. And it wasn't until the morning I thought, he lived in Southport. So they've obviously probably got out before him. Does he stay in and just, he's at Southport with a shit ton of money? He owes this
Probably had a
taxi driver.
sleepover in there.
He's probably in the
Come on, Graham.
It was funny the next day when we realised though, like, he didn't know them two, like, we've just pretty much
Yeah.
kidnapped him, like, put him in a fucking taxi against his own will. Because he was saying, no, it's alright, and we were like, get in.
The real
I
mystery.
mean,
of
it
that
sounds
night-
like he was in like a better state than he actually was, though. It sounds like he was like.
No,
Oh, no,
he
From the
was-
sounds of it sounds like he was like tilting to like each side and using one like each side.
No,
and, like,
what
trying to, like,
was-
push him
no,
upwards.
Couldn't
He was-
stand
we were
up, like.
basically, we were acting as a spine. If we both if one of us let go, you just turn to jelly on the floor.
It's just like a puppet
Yeah.
using like a string.
But like the real mystery that night, Joe,
Yeah.
where did you go? Because
I
to
actually have
set
no
it,
idea.
to set it
I
up,
crawl through some gardens.
to set it
Yeah,
up,
you messaged us the next day, going, I've got mud on my hands.
Yeah.
We were like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
I had like shit going down my sleeve and everything.
to set it
No.
up, to set it up a bit, Joe. You didn't
Go
know on our way up to the Black Horse. You
Yeah.
didn't know where it was because you were like, I don't know this
Nah.
place. So
I didn't.
if you didn't know how to get there, how the fuck did
Yeah.
you get home?
I don't know. I just like end up blacking out if I drink too much, and then I just wake up in bed.
Yeah, you were
So
definitely
like I have no
slippery.
idea what the journey I've been on.
I,
Probably
like, the
couldn't
most
even-
drunk I've ever been was in town, and I just blacked out, and I woke up with blood in my shoes and everything. I was like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ!
I-
What the fuck? How'd you get blood in your shoe?
I don't know,
Probably like
I'm thinking
either
I've
walk
kicked the
from
curb
town.
or something. Like,
fucking hell.
Jesus Christ.
Can't go for a minute for this joke.
Saying no. Podcast is just shut down completely.
Sorry, I just found out I got blood in my shoes.
Podcast title is just gonna be BR,
I had someone. What am I supposed to do? Someone... Just gonna be like, oh hello. Do you want
But,
to join the podcast?
Fucking yeah, shit. But I think the most gone I've been was Connor was assisting me because I drank a
Yeah.
full
Oh
bottle
yeah.
of Jaeger straight,
Oh,
and then
a full bottle of Jaeger.
Yeah.
Jesus, you must have been fucked.
yeah, it was. But so you think like at that time, most people looking after the mate would be like keep him away from everything.
Yeah.
Connor being the better kind of mate,
The champ.
saw my fragile
Let's
state,
set him up for some shenanigans.
saw my fragile state, and he saw me trying to drink a bit of rum out of a big old bottle. Now
How
I
much of
I
a
was
shoe?
gone, so and because the bottle was big,
Can I
had
tell
to
it from
leave.
my point of view?
Yeah, go on.
Basically, Sean
Yeah.
was like tilting his whole head back with this bottle, and it's like a big bottle, and he's slowly like leaning further back, like doing a Michael Jackson lean backwards. So I was like, if I don't feed him this, he's gonna be fucking on the deck. So I grabbed the bottle off and went, Sean, you just stand up, mate, and I'll feed you the bottle. Like, so I was just holding it up for him as he was sipping it like a fucking baby. Down in this, I think it was Kraken, wasn't it?
I threw up not long after that because I remember like talking to Anthony in his bed, and then I remember just I was like fine, and I remember being hit with this instant I'm gonna throw up, and I got up and just ran past them, and I remember people must have clicked on because I remember hearing voices behind me saying don't throw up inside, and I just made it outside and threw up all over the floor,
Yeah, it always happens.
and then I didn't even come back in after that. I staggered home. And then I fell into the shutters of a Super Saver, and I got scared because I thought someone was going to come out and shout at
Yeah.
me, so I started trying to run.
It's gunshots. The fuck?
No, I fell in, I was like, someone's going to think I'm kicking that, and I got up and ran off.
It's fine. Like I've been fucking on Stanley Road by like the Strand
Yeah.
at like ridiculous times, and there's just smackheads booting every shutter as they walk past.
We remember that time just me and you, Joe, we went to Weatherspoons because it was when we first started drinking the whiskey and coke.
That when I was meant to get up and slept through it.
That was when we kept
Little
checking.
bitch.
We kept checking the time, saying, "Oh, Connor's still asleep." We'd met up at that point, and I remember checking the Black Horse. I was like, "Joe," and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "He's last acted like 6 hours ago," and then fast forward, we'd been Jollies.
I think I woke up at like 1:30 in the morning.
We'd been the Weatherspoons, and then we staggered up to the Rice Lane McDonald's.
Oh yeah, we tracked all
And then I
there.
remember being there eating chicken nuggets, fucked out my mind. And I felt my phone vibrate. Bear in mind, this had been, I want to say like, the Weatherspoons had closed, so it was like, I want to say 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I get a vibration, and it's just Connor, I'm up. It's Connor, you've missed a whole night out.
Maggie's.
I think
Come
Sean
for a
asked us, like, I'm not coming out, I'm not getting up just to go to Maggie's and go home with it.
Missing out on nuggies though.
Oh no, I made up for that by eating all of Sean's nuggets, because he had one nugget, like, when we went out once, and then went to throw up. So I think I finished like 20 odd nuggets.
Nice.
The most pissed,
Nice.
that
Made
pissed
up.
me off though, because I remember like feeling like I was gonna throw up after one, and I went in the toilets to throw up, and I just needed to like burp or something, and then I come back out, and then Connor ate most of them. The rest walking down, and like so I think I ate like 2 more after that, and then that was when like I fell over, and the shock of me falling over made me throw up.
Oh, that was amazing.
What the fuck?
Because if you look at the picture of where I threw up, it's all just chunky bits of nuggets and chips.
It's just like timber
I
everywhere.
don't think
You went
Connor
down
made
like a sack of spuds though.
None of us made noises though, I'm sure of it. I'm sure you just turned around and looked at me.
I just heard like, you know, the watery sound of it splatting on the floor, and I was like, oh, Sean's threw up.
I thought you meant me falling.
Oh
It
no.
just made a watery sound.
I didn't even hear
I
you throw up,
remember-
but you just leaned over and I heard it like splatting on the floor, and I was like, oh, sick.
Oh,
Just there spat fucking
Oh.
rock stars.
I remember fucking Kieran was telling me about like some horrible girl that like basically
Eee.
raped him type
Oh.
of thing.
Oh,
She kind of like made him have sex with him, and he was telling me about a vagina or a slug, should we say?
Oh, I think you've told me this, Joe.
And like literally, I just literally like mid sentence as he was saying it, I just turned to the right and just threw up, and then just like continued looking at him.
say which way was he sitting? Was he to your right?
Well, we were sitting on like a bench type of thing, and we were on like the end to like the right, so he was like across from me.
Oh,
And
so
I
you
just
threw
like
up
looked
on
to the right and just went, bleh, and then just looked back at him.
Oh.
But yeah, that was gross.
That sluggy stunk.
I think every time I've seen Joe, I've been fucked. Just
Yeah,
by people.
I get the party started, baby.
But yeah, that was. Oh yeah, and you were scared to like 2 things that you
Oh,
were scared
yeah.
of that confused me. One, you were scared to go up to like this was when you were. I mean, you were stoned, like, but you weren't drunk. You were
Yeah.
scared to go up to get alcohol because you thought they wouldn't serve you because you looked like a kid or something. Bear in
Well, I
mind,
had no idea, I think.
Yeah,
So
but
I
you're
was
like
just,
6'3"
yeah,
or
risk
something,
it.
and you've got a beard.
Yeah, but like, if I've got no ID, like, be asked like risking it. Do you know
Joe,
what I
they
mean?
weren't IDing me.
I
thought,
know.
like,
Well, I didn't know. I had not been to that.
you had.
Had I?
We started there before we went to Weatherspoons.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did.
That was the one where they
Oh,
basically picked us out because it was just me and you at like the end of the night. That was still drinking.
Yeah.
Wanted to
I
lock
think
up
I just
early.
didn't want it to be a case where it's like, oh, you haven't got your ID, so we can't save your drinks,
you
like
sp-
even
you
if they
sp-
buy them for you.
Didn't he
Mhm.
spit in his drink, Connor?
Yeah, and then drank
Yeah,
it
in
again.
my drink.
You gollied in your
Oh,
own
yeah.
drink, and then drank it.
It makes it tastier though.
And another thing you were scared of was the Black Horse toilets. You were scared to go in there in case people harassed you.
What was I?
Yeah.
I
You
just
went
remember
in-
being proper chock-a-block and
I,
everyone
I went in.
stole.
I went in for the piss, and then as I was coming out, you were walking in, and you come out like before I even got to like the table again. So it was dead quick, and I went, "Did you even go?" And you went, "No, it's scary in there."
I think it must have just been like the pressure of like how many people. trying to
Yeah,
piss.
those
Like,
bogs are tiny for like
But
Yeah.
how big that is.
Considering one you can't use because it's always just blocked,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a bag full of piss in it. I remember once.
Toilet.
You know when you buy a fish and it's in one of those bags, it was like that,
Yeah.
full of piss.
The cubicles basically shouldn't be there because that's just a dedicated coke changing.
Yeah, basically.
All your air coming from there is sniffs.
I remember when you told that lad in there that the bouncers were coming even though they weren't. And then he just went, fuck off! And then you came out with the biggest smile on your face. And I was like, what have you just done? What are you smiling at? And then you were like, you've been told to fuck off by a smackhead? I was like, oh, okay.
I don't remember. I don't remember if I was trying to be genuinely helpful or just trying to fuck with him. But
Yeah.
Considering
I
the
was gonna
bouncers
say, I
weren't
was talking to fucking Connie yesterday about Kev Teasy, and I saw him in the box in the cat and fiddle.
when you tell him like you said hello to him once and he wouldn't leave it alone.
Yeah, no, it was basically like I walked in the toilet and like it was just Kev Teasy there. I was like, oh, it's Kev Teasy, and he was like, how the fuck do you know me, lads? And I was like, oh, it's Kev Teasy, innit? And then I just like walked off and like went to whoever I was with. And then later on in the night, when we were all like waiting for a taxi outside, I was just waiting there by myself, and they were all like congregating by the taxi. And then Kev Teasy just slinks over and like, starts full talk, rapping in my ear. I'm like, yes, lad, yes. And then it's like he's trying to impress me or something. And then,
Go on. No, so after you, sir.
What?
After you, sir, it was your story. I interrupted.
Oh no, it's fine. It was just fucking yeah. I think he's trying to impress me because like I think I'm sure he like broke up with like his bed or something. And then someone's seen Kev Teasy in the wild. He's all got a chance here, lad. So just spitting fat tunes into me. Yeah. And then the taxi finally came, and I was like, oh, in a bit. I just went away from him. And then he was left alone. But yeah, Kev Teasy, brutal legend. Saw him in the cat and fiddle.
Was he actually in the cat?
Yeah. I saw him.
Have you been in the hyper bar?
Which one?
No, I've not actually been in it yet.
Face and the Spoons by the Addison Arms.
Oh no, I've always walked past it and it just looks like
It's always
there's,
packed.
like,
always
old
packed,
people in
yeah.
there.
It's always packed, and it's not. The size is not built for how many people go in that, but it reeks of piss because they don't shut. If you walk past like to get to the beer garden, the men's toilet's just wide open. You can get a full view, and like I remember my mum said the cat reeks of piss, but to me the cat doesn't. But she says the hyperbar doesn't stink of piss.
I think it depends where
What
you
if your
are in
mum
the
just
car.
stinks of
Like
piss?
if you buy the toilet in the car, it does stink a bit.
It does, yeah. The cat.
But like the cat and fiddle's always fucking packed as well.
Yeah.
Especially during like fucking.
I've only been in there once and it was fucking so long ago
it's
now.
literally like fucking drowning.
The cat's like has like this barmaid in it that I just hate. She's just not nice.
Just don't like the look of the lot.
Like you don't have to be like proper happy serving me, but like she's
Yeah.
dead dismissive and like fucking just annoys
I mean,
you.
to be fair, like working in there
Yes,
every week, it'd make you like that, wouldn't
but
it? Oh no.
Oh,
right,
shit.
next topic, I guess.
Connor, do you remember what
I
you
guess
did?
not then.
No, this is a topic. Do you remember?
Okay, cool.
It's like a story. This is basically the story time podcast, I guess. Do you remember when we were in Kex and I was
Do
buying?
you call it Kex?
Well, don't call it the sex shop.
I
was
literally
buying-
call it sex. What the
I was
fuck?
buying DVDs in the sex shop.
Yeah,
What
like,
the fuck?
go on, the sex shop, yeah.
It's CX or sex? Fucking Kex. It wouldn't Kex be with a K?
Wouldn't sex be with an S?
No.
Well then,
Steve?
if that's the thing, my name would be Sonny.
Mm,
You okay?
don't work that way.
Joe's palsy just started acting.
Yeah. Mine is stroke.
But no, yeah, anyway, so I was buying a bunch of DVDs. And
From Kex.
yeah. I got all the Jackass films quite relatively
Nice.
cheap in there. And
Joe, the woman on the counter and legged it.
but,
Da-na-na.
but Connor had been standing like behind me as I was paying for him. So I was like talking to him but not looking back.
Mm.
So, and then 1 minute I turned back and Connor had aged about 60 years. Because where he was standing was this old man. And when I turned around to do something stupid, and he was just standing there, this old fella. And then I looked to see where Connor was, and then he's just standing behind like a shelf with a big smile on his face. And I felt so fucking, because I was like, I think so.
I was in tears laughing because I knew that the guy came and stood right next to me, so I was like, when Sean's not looking, I'm just gonna move away.
No.
Because I remember, like, something must have made me laugh because I turned over, smile on my face. It was just some owl fella.
Your face dropped. Like, you smiled at the old guy. You smiled at the old guy and then just pulled the straightest face going, and I was
The old fella's just like, fuck you looking at now.
Go on, pay for your Robocop and fuck off.
Trying to sell me DVDs here.
Like, I had to hide behind the fucking shelf because I was in tears laughing because, like, Sean's face going from a massive smile to, like, serious in a second.
The worst part about it was, I think after, like, the initial face drop, I started laughing myself, but, like, I could tell he'd know I was laughing at him. I was just propping to it. I was just turning, looking at the counter, giggling. Oh, bad luck with shit like that. There was a time when we were in the Strand and me and Connor were walking. Granger Games was open at that time, so we walked into that. And Connor's just walking next to me. Next minute, there's just this guy on the bench, and Connor walks over and like pats him on the head or something like that. And the guy turns round and then looks at Connor, and Connor walks off. And I was like confused, and I was like, "What's just happened?" And then Connor went, "Oh, that's my granddad." I didn't know. He just looked like Connor walked up and just started stroking some fella on the head. I think Connor, they led onto each other, but because I was still walking, I didn't hear nothing. So I just saw them staring at each other. It was like some seedy exchange.
Oh, fucking hell.
I was thinking of like a topic, maybe like, do you know, like really like awkward moments that like you look back on, and
Right.
you're just like, oh,
This
it's
is
kind of like what we're talking about right now.
This
Yeah.
is
But I was thinking of like a time. This is kind of like an infamous story. Like
okay.
so basically, my granddad has a dog called Pip,
Yeah.
and the dog was just in the house and stuff. Like it comes, like we used to look after. We don't really do it anymore. But like for some reason, I just called the dog James, and then I'd go James to the dog, and then one time I was going James, and then my granddad just walks to the bottom of the stairs and goes, "Who's James?" And I just look at him and go, just walk away. Oh my god.
There was one, me and Connor think back to a lot.
James.
We were in the same IT class, like,
Oh, God.
and like we were
Yeah,
mates
regale.
on this, but like this was like the kind of, because he was like, do you know how you'd have that form that would basically be with your form as well if you were sharing classrooms with?
Yeah.
Well, because we went that, so when it got to year 10, it was like the first time we were sharing like a class, but we weren't sitting next to each other, and then it was like designated seating, and it was before they kind of relaxed a bit on it. And we couldn't have been more than like 2 minutes late, and we were walking up to about to go into the like class, and for some reason I turned to Connor and just went, "I'm going to punch you now," and then we walked into the class like 2 more steps, and it was just dead silent. Everyone was staring at us. The teacher didn't look impressed at all. And because we weren't sitting next to each other, we both had to awkwardly just both go to each side, sitting next to people after doing that.
That's just reminded me of like when I was in Spanish and Chris McIntyre used to sit behind me, and I remember looking through like the books and stuff, and I'd found out how to ask like if someone wanted any drugs. So I turned around and asked Chris if he wanted any drugs in Spanish, and I forgot obviously the Spanish teacher like knows Spanish.
No Spanish.
So, and as I turned right round, she was right in my face, and she was like, "Do you think that's funny?" I was just like, fucking hell.
You were probably getting your hopes up. Getting your hopes up.
The worst part was is how close she was in my face. I was just like, "Fucking hell, do you mind?"
I've got like a
I
story.
got
that's
sent out
literally
after.
the
I was
exact
like,
same.
okay.
Like I remember in English we were like watching Of Mice and Men. This was in England. Remember Navin, the sat nav?
Navin, yeah. She
Like-
was my form teacher.
Like she was a half teacher, like
Yeah.
fucking hell. And like so I fell asleep like near the end, and then I get woke up by Navin literally like about like 2 millimeters next to my ear go, "Don't fall asleep in my class ever again." So then I obviously shit myself because I'm asleep. So then I turn and nothing. Oh, that was fun.
They like a proper bone on bone clock noise.
Yeah,
Popped Navin's nose.
just knocked it straight out. Pre-class baby.
Oh fucking.
What's
hell.
like-
It's always the best though when you get to watch like films and shit and lessons.
What's the about
Get to sleep.
the biggest like argument you had with like a teacher? There was this guy. He had like he was this substitute teacher. I think everyone hated, but I could not describe what he looked like or even was like because I just forgot him. But he was like he was teaching a Spanish lesson and he was not. He didn't know Spanish at all. He even admitted that. But like he said, you can all just listen to your music or whatever while you do the work. So I take my phone out to plug my headphones into the phone, and it goes, "Hand me that." And I go, "What?" He just went, "Give me that now." Taking your phone out, and then it was like, "You just said we can listen to our music," and then he was like, "What are you saying?" And I was like,
Was it Tim Byrne? Yeah,
Was
we
it-
let's go for Forsaken School.
he did have like a kind of semi-posh voice, but like, he just said we can listen to our music. And then he was like, "Give me the phone," and I said no because I don't want to give them my phone. And then he went, "Do you want? Do I have to get Miss Langan here?" And I was just so eventually he just gave up. But like, I still don't know fully what he expected.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. To
Like,
be
what am I
honest,
going to plug it into?
You
Me
fell
fucking
into his
nose?
trap
You
there.
asshole.
He wanted a phone and he got one.
That was just entrapment. Everyone put your
Stupid
coke in. You can all sniff your cokes here now, guys. Go on.
Gotcha, bitch.
Police
Yes,
get here
da.
right now. Got a big bust.
Get your
Do you remember
ease on,
that?
lads.
Do you remember that Miss? I think her name was like Miss Haldane or something. She was
Yeah.
like the maths bitch.
I had
But,
her as well.
I
She was a
did
dickhead.
Yeah. I had her, and we didn't really get on. We always used to like argue and shit.
Mm.
And I remember I was swinging back on my chair in one lesson, and she like
Is it
made
the
some,
story
like,
they always
snarky-
tell?
I don't know. She made
Someone
some
cracked
snarky
their head
comment.
open there.
No, she made some like snarky comment to me or something. So when she turned around, I was just full on middle finger right at her, so the whole class could see. She just turns around and sees the finger. Oh my god! She's like, "Get out now!" I'm like, "Oh!" And then she fucking like speaking to head of year and shit. Ugh.
Did you ever get like feel bad when you just made like the sound teacher a bit angry at you?
Oh, fucking hell.
Do you remember Mr.
Remember,
Was it Mr. Smith?
Oh, the woodwork
Mr.
teacher.
Smith was so fucking sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he got really upset with me once. I felt bad because I didn't mind him because I was
Yeah.
playing with the vice.
Putting his
Vice
willy in
Smith,
it. Sean,
You
what are you
I was-
doing, mate?
I think I put a pen and started
do
spinning
this
it,
every lesson.
but he got like really upset with me. But the fact was, he wasn't like angry. He was
I
just
know.
upset.
Just
and it made me-
disappointed,
I
yeah.
was like, oh, I'm sorry.
His lessons were sick though, like we just chilled in like the back room on the computers playing Flash
Yeah.
games.
Did he ever show you his
Fucking
pictures?
Yeah, I think so. Oh gosh.
Sounded dodgy.
My portraits of children.
It wasn't me.
you, Connor.
Oh god, Neil, fucking
Here's
hell,
what
he was a
Connor would
creature.
look like on Arnold Schwarzenegger's body. I painted this for you, Connor.
We've been going for nearly 50 minutes.
it. 50? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I think it's the longest podcast.
Yeah, should we finish this topic and then do
Do
a minute?
Minute
Pop, pop,
pop.
pop, 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 pop,
A minute pop off.
pop, pop,
Sure.
pop, 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 pop.
Joe, give us a
Oh,
motivational.
hang on, before I was gonna say,
Alright, yeah.
in Miss Prescott.
Yeah,
Oh, we had such a funny lesson. It was like literally like mayhem warfare in a lesson. We were sitting in a corner getting Pritt sticks, pulling them off, throwing them at the ceiling, and fucking like throwing paper planes around and everything. Going mental.
honestly,
And she
gluing
just
your
lit-
hands was the best though.
Oh, that was so satisfying. But like
Yeah.
she literally down and went, "Oh, you just do Glass! Just that. But yeah, PVA glue in your fucking fingers, man. Good shit. Peeling that shit off. And eating it. Nom, nom, nom.
Joe, gives us some motivational quote to end on before the minute pop off.
Oh, nearly threw.
You slew.
That's it, man. That's it.
You're
You
Shlooze.
snooze. I was gonna say you snooze, you lose.
You Shlooze.
You snooze, you snooze.
Who's got the timer ready for the minute?
Right, yeah, whenever.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Speed pops you up. He's unstoppable.
That's what the Battlestar sounded like.
Ooh.
The
That was
free,
perfect.
the free and sync ones.
Yeah.
We're done.
Oh my god.
The end.
It's always the longest minute going, that, isn't it?